Hello. I got a book haul because all I do is book hauls because I just used all my passes, and so I got a lot going on right now. There's a lot of manga in here, a lot of horror in here. It's actually all that this is. It's just manga. No, I lied. There's one romance novel. Mostly manga and horror, though. We're starting off with a bunch of shitty 90s teen horror. The first one is my main man, Mr. Christopher Pike. This is Chain Letter. This is actually very serendipitous because I just reread Chain Letter 2, which made me want to reread Chain Letter. Because I want to figure out if the reason I in my head I like Chain Letter 2 more is because I read it as a child and I never read Chain Letter until I was an adult. And also because I recently reread Chain Letter 2, I want to see how we begin. I want to see Kit before it gets brutally burnt to a crisp. Mainly, basically this is about a group of kids who run over a guy in the desert and then bury his body, and then they start getting this chain letter. And if they don't pass on the chain letters, they're gonna pay and stuff like that. It's very fun. The next book I have is by Carolyn B. Cooney. I have a couple by her. This one is The Vampire's Promise. She is, I believe, most popular for The Face on the Milk Carton was her big book. I don't really know what this is about, so I'm gonna read the back to you. A promise that can't be broken. Lacey and the others are looking for excitement, a night they'll never forget. And they're looking in the right place, the strange dark house with the circular tower. Because the vampire lives there. Vampire is capitalized, by the way. He holds them prisoner, making a strange and frightening promise. He will let all of them go, all except one who will be his. That's underlined. There's just one catch. They must choose who will be his victim. So, I bet you our main character is going to have some relations with a vampire there. This next one is by an author I've never heard of, and it's a book I've never heard of, so it's kind of fun. That is called Deathman Do Not Follow Me by Jay Bennett, which is about, it's about this teenager who realizes that a Van Gogh painting has been stolen, but then he's gonna get like silenced by the person who stole it, is my guess. I've got one by Lois Duncan, who wrote I Know What You Did Last Summer. This is Locked in Time. Okay. I'm going to read the back to you again because I don't know what it's about. Nor, are you listening? You must leave immediately. This girl's name is Nor. Nore. That's amazing. It doesn't occur to Nor to take the dream warning seriously. Her new stepmother and stepbrother seem nice, but why does Nor feel so uneasy around them? Maybe she should have listened. Maybe. And I've got some Avi or Avi. I think it's Avi is how you're supposed to pronounce it. I read some of his children's books when I was a child. This is The Man Who Was Poe, which is about this young man all alone, and there's a mysterious stranger who follows him around. Oh no, Edmund. Oh no. I don't know. Looks fun. Then I've got this Choose Your Own Adventure Indiana Jones book. It is Indiana Jones and the Eye of the Fates by Richard Wenk. It's Choose Your Own Adventure. And I've got Be Mine by Jane McFan, which is about a stalker. I feel like I have this book in the book wall. I'm not gonna. This cover looks so familiar to me. I don't know where I've seen it. I'm pretty sure I haven't read it. Have I read it? I don't think I have. I guess I'll see on Goodreads when I start reading it a second time. Then we got another one by Carolyn B. Cooney. This one is Twins. So it is about, so these two twins, they're like identical, they're the same. Then they get split up and one of them starts doing really well and the other one's doing really poorly. And then, do they body swap? That's what I'm getting here. After that, I've got this like Richard Lehman like bind up of two books, and that is Funland and The Stake. I've read Funland, I haven't read The Stake. I don't think I have The Stake. I might. I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea. But Funland is about this like beachside town where they have this massive homeless problem, and instead of like the city government stepping in and handling it, there's just a bunch of teenagers that just harass and torture homeless people so they don't stay. I remember the first time I read Funland, I was like massively disappointed with it, but I kind of want to reread it because the first time I read Funland, it was like really early on in my layman journey, and so like I want to reread it now because from what I remember there was a lot going on in that book, and like currently my favorite layman book is In the Dark. I think it's just so fun. So I'm excited to reread Funland. I'm excited to read The Stake. This is huge though. I'm pretty sure most of it is Funland. I'm not gonna lie because oh no, No, the steak looks like it's pretty big as well. Funland actually looks like it's less than half of it. Oh, damn. No, it looks like pretty much exactly half, actually. But, yeah. Then we're getting into the manga. First up, I have this one I think I'm most excited about. This is the first volume of Doubt. Looks like this. So this was back in the day. This manga was one of the ones that really got recommended if you were wanting to get into horror manga. I don't know what it's about. I just know that I recognize these bunny heads. I'm very excited to read this, and I'm very excited. It's the first volume. That's super fun. This is from like a lot on eBay. I'm so excited. The next one is one that I have like 3. I'm not gonna lie. If you go on eBay and you get like manga English lots, if you get one, this book's gonna be in there. I've got like 3 goddamn copies. And that's the first volume of Mikansei #1. I've read this book. Yeah, I read one of them. I read it once. I believe, does she go back in time? Is that what happened? Yes, yeah, she goes back in time. Yeah, I read this. I realized this just now that I have read this one, so I'll reread it. We'll see. Next, I've got the first volume of Jack the Ripper Hellblade by Jite Yu, which is some kind of adaptation of Jack the Ripper, so that should be fairly fun, if nothing else. It's for fans of Hellsing and Berserk, so oh boy. But yeah, no, it should be fun. Yeah. Then I've got the first volume of Hunter x Hunter by Yoshihiro Togashi. I really know nothing about the series. I know it was super, super popular and maybe still is. Probably still is. But yeah, I think this is one of the more popular shonens out there right now. Or at least it was, what, like 5 years ago? I don't remember. But we'll see. At least we're starting with #1. It's kind of my thoughts on it. After that, I've got one that I've never heard of before, and that is Harukaze Bitterbop, #1 by Court Benton, which is about a delinquent high school student, a creature of the wind, and a detective taking on the world. So that should be fun. It says it's a comedy. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Maybe it'll be fun. I'm sure it will be. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'll love it and keep on going. Now this next one, when I hauled it on my TikTok, I was like, wow, this author seems so familiar. I don't know I don't know what else they've done. And then literally 4 books later, I hauled this second book of a different manga series by the exact same author. So I've got The Flowers of Evil by Shuzo Oshimi, who also wrote Happiness. They wrote Happiness. That's where I recognize the name. And literally in 4 books, I'm going to haul the second volume of Happiness. But I don't really know what this is about, but this is the main character. The Flowers of Evil is named after the Baudelaire poems. That's what it is. And Charles Baudelaire was like literally the freakiest poet. not the freakiest. There are a lot of, I can't even say the freakiest French author, but there was a lot going on with Mr. Baudelaire. So I'm excited about this. Then I've got a couple. I've got first volume of Attack on Titan, second volume of Death Note, and then I've got the first volume of a series that actually I had the 3rd volume. I read the 3rd volume, and then I liked it so much that I decided to go back and reread the first 2. This does happen sometimes when I have multiple volumes in a series that aren't the first one. But that is the first volume of My Dress Up Darling. And this really, it looks like it might just be weird and gross, but it's not. I like the characters when I read the 3rd volume. Yeah, couldn't really give you a succinct talk about what it's really about, but you know. Then I've got the one romance novel in here, and that is I'm So Not Over You by Kosuko Jackson. I've been getting more into romance lately, just because I've kind of been trying to. I mean, it's such a huge genre, and it has such far-reaching potentials, and also, I'm not saying that I'm intending to go into writing romance, because I really don't think that will go well. I need people to die. Like, that's my thing. But I'm interested, because it is so big. And this is, I believe, has like fake dating. Okay, yeah. So this Kian Andrews has searched for his ex-boyfriend, but in urgent Texas has the meeting up at a cafe. Hudson has a favor to ask. He wants Kian to pretend to be his boyfriend while his parents are in town. Okay, yeah. I love that. We'll see. And then finally I have, as I mentioned, volume 2 of Happiness. I started this series a long time ago. Literally represents the creator of Flowers of Evil. I started the series a while ago. I really, really liked it, but I never finished it or continued it. I don't even remember when I read the first volume, but I do know that the first volume has been sitting on my shelves ever since. And like, I haven't ever gotten rid of it. I've been like, yeah, I'm gonna continue on with the series, but I never even like, when I saw it in Barnes and Noble or anything, I never even like picked it up. But I do have volume 2 now, which is exciting. I can continue on, and then maybe I will actually, you know, keep going. That'd be fun. Yeah, that is that book haul. That's that. I will talk to you later and goodbye.